This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smithem, and the latest news from Alpena Community College with Dr. Olin Joynton. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smithem. My first guest today is Cindi Bauer from the American Red Cross. Good morning, Cindi.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well today, and we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it.
All righty.
A brand new website.
Yes. redcrossblood.org is our website, and what we've done is we've enhanced it with a ton of new information. And it covers everything from eligibility, so if somebody is a cancer survivor and they think that they can't donate anymore, not so much. As long as they've been cancer-free for 12 months or greater, they are eligible, as long as it wasn't a bone marrow or bone-related cancer. Also diabetics. A lot of times diabetics think that they can't. Wrong again.
Oh, great.
As long as their diabetes is under control, then, and even if they're insulin injecting, they have the ability to become a blood donor. So that information is on the website. Also, another enhancement is that they can register for an appointment for one of our many blood drives across Northeast Michigan on that website. If they were on our previous website, they're going to have to re-register. So that's one of the drawbacks. But once they're registered, they'll be able to go anywhere in the nation, and it'll recognize them as a blood donor. So that was something that we were kind of in little pods before. And if somebody wanted to donate in Arizona and donate in Michigan, they had to have two separate donor registrations, whereas now it's all unified, and it allows us to show a unified front for the American Red Cross.
And websites are the way of the world.
Absolutely.
Every organization has a website. It's the easiest way to get in touch with someone. It's the easiest way to get information. So use it, and it'll just make your life much easier rather than trying to call someone, waiting for a call back. It's just so much easier.
It is. And, you know, we really, we're trying to redesign things. So, for instance, let's say that you prefer to get a text on your cell phone whenever there's a blood drive around your area. We're going to be actually fine-tuning our website and fine-tuning our tools so that you'll get a text notifying you of a blood drive in the community, or letting you know that you have an appointment at 12 o'clock noon on such and such a date. So we're really kind of reaching out and trying to integrate a bunch of different technologies. Now, let's say on the other hand, I prefer a call. Then it would be set up in the database so that it would be customized for me to give me a reminder call. And that's just a couple of the things that we're doing. A lot of people like to get emails. Others, you know, it just depends on how you want to be touched by the American Red Cross. So our database is going to allow us to do all those great things.
And sometimes people think, well, if I miss a blood drive, it doesn't make a difference. But our blood supply is critically low, so we do need every pint that we can get.
Yes. It's kind of sad. We have not seen this low of a supply of blood donors coming in the doors since 1996. Wow. And that impacts elective surgeries. It also impacts people who may be in a car accident and they need red blood cells in order to be able to keep their organs alive. And, you know, then platelets, which are the part of the blood that clots, you know, those are just paramount to a lot of cancer patients and a lot of people that have blood disorders. Plasma, the stuff that you get when you burn yourself and you see that little bubble, that is used for a lot of cancer therapies. It's also used for a lot of burn victims and diabetes. Diabetics that maybe have a wound that isn't healing properly, a little regimen of plasma will help that wound heal. So blood is such an amazing product, and there's only one source, and it is the human host. So it's just really, really important for people to, you know, give it some thought, commit it to prayer if that's their choice, and then come in and learn what blood donation is all about if they've never donated, or if they have donated, please make an appointment by either going online to redcrossblood.org, or they can call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
Okay.
We've got some other things that we're doing too.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we've got a new process at check-in. And a lot of people who aren't real computer savvy are a little bit concerned about it, but it's really very easy. They just simply take the mouse and they point to either donor card if they have their donor card with them, or name if they don't. Then once they've done that, if they have a donor card, we have a scanner like you see in the grocery stores.
Okay.
You just scan the barcode at the bottom of your donor card and it automatically brings up who you are, and you just need to verify it. And so it streamlines that whole process of
that
registration.
takes the longest of everything.
Yes, it does. Now they're still required to do the reading.
Oh, sure.
And a lot of people don't necessarily enjoy that part of it. But it's really important because the Federal Drug Administration requires that we ask them to read that material the day that they donate, because they may have traveled abroad and just forgot about it. And then by reading the material, it will trigger that they went abroad. There are many more malaria areas than we've seen in the past, because there are just, people are just so transient.
Yes.
You know, and so it's real important that we focus on that. Also, education-wise, we're doing scholarships again this year.
Good.
We are also doing Pint-Size Heroes, which is where I dress up like a blood drop and go into the elementary schools and teach them what blood does in the human body. And then we also have another one called Heroes in the Making, and it's designed for the middle school age group. And that is kind of a hybrid of the other two, in order to be able to just help them be aware, so that when it comes their turn to donate and they're invited to come to a blood drive, they're not frightened by the whole prospect of it.
And it really is pretty simple and easy. Just get in there and do it. A small pick in the arm, small pick in the finger, it's done. You feel so good when you get done, knowing that you can save up to 3 lives with every donation.
Oh, absolutely. And I've had so many people with tattoos come up to me and go, I'm afraid of needles. And it's just like, well, you know, you got that, you can't be that afraid of them. But I think that they're afraid of the venipuncture, where they actually go into a vein. And I can tell those people that have tattoos that tattoo is far more painful than donating blood.
And those nurses, that's what they do. That's what they do. They do it every day, all the time, and they're so good at it. It's just non-invasive. It's just a simple, easy thing. And you know, lots of good groups out there are assisting you, like the credit unions.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned them. Each year during the summer months, we have a challenge, and that is the Credit Unions Care Summer Blood Drive Challenge. And all of the credit unions across Northeast Michigan in the Blue Ox chapter step forward, and they send people into all of the blood drives. And then whichever credit union sends in the most donors based upon the number of branches that they have, then they get awards at the annual credit union dinner in October, which we also celebrate Credit Union Month.
Yes.
So that's been a real help. And 20% of our nation's blood supply comes from high schools, colleges, and universities.
It's amazing.
And so when those students are out, we really need a way to supplement that. And the credit unions have been amazing about helping us supplement it. So just to kind of recap, we need everybody who's eligible to come on in and donate blood. They can go to redcrossblood.org and key in their zip code and find out about blood drives in the area and register for one that's convenient to their location.
And we always need volunteers too to help at blood drives, make cookies, work at the blood drives. Please call. It's simple, easy, fun. Meet some new people and get acquainted and realize what a good job you're doing in the community. And we are out of time.
All right.
Thank you so much, Cindi. Look forward to talking to you next month.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with some information from Presque Electric and Gas Co-op and Friends Together following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last two guests today, we have Brian Burns and Judy Burns. Brian is from Presque Electric and Gas Co-op, and Judy is from Friends Together, and they are no relation to each other. Correct. Hi and welcome.
Thank you.
I know today we want to talk about some exciting things that are happening, and Brian, everyone knows about Presque Electric and Gas Co-op. We know that a lot of people in this area have you for their services, but a lot of people don't know about your Communities First Fund, and that's a pretty awesome fund. So start out telling us about Communities First Fund.
Well, the fund is a nonprofit organization. The donations come from our members, who are owners of the co-op, and they choose and volunteer to participate in the program. And the funds come from rounding up their utility bills. So if they volunteer to have their funds, their bill rounded up, the difference on average is 50 cents. That 50 cents goes into a fund. We have about 50% of our membership participates in Communities First Fund, and those funds total about $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Wow.
So for that 50 cent contribution, you know, it really does make a difference. And typically those members are people who want to support their communities, become engaged in their communities, and they can do so for such a little cost to really make a difference in their community.
And you give them a wonderful vehicle. They don't have to do any paperwork. They don't have to do anything. It's all taken care of.
Exactly, and that's a good way to say that, too. For so little effort, it's really a good way to facilitate, you know, being part of your community and helping organizations like Judy's.
And Judy, you are a recipient of some funds.
Yes, we are. We applied for a grant, and were notified that in April we would receive $5,000 for direct patient assistance. And by that we mean helping folks get to and from their appointments. Either they drive their vehicle, we have a van that does transport patients, or if they need to go to U of M for an extended type situation, a rare cancer, a special surgery, we can provide transportation to and from care. And if you've been diagnosed and you need radiation every day for 6 weeks, with the gas prices today, it's really prohibitive. And we were just kind of playing around with the numbers. Brian, you gave us actually $150 gas cards with that $5,000.
Wow, yes.
And that doesn't even get you to Ann Arbor and back, but what a great gift to the people of our community.
Well, I've been a recipient of a gas card from you before, and I know what it meant to us when we got it in the mail, so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Communities First, thank you. So how do you pick the people, Brian, that are going to be recipients?
Well, there is an application process, and you can go to our website, pieg.com, and there's a tab under there, Community, and under that tab there's a Communities First Fund tab, and the application is on the website. We have a board of directors, a 9-member board, who reviews the applications submitted by both individuals and organizations, and from that they make their decisions once every 3 months.
Okay, are there any, you have to be a nonprofit organization?
Absolutely. Nonprofit organizations are the only type of organizations that we can consider.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of an area do you do outreach?
The organization either has to be in or serving Presque Electric's service territory, so that is one of the criteria.
And having a few years ago had experience with one of the board members coming on and talking, I remember that the board members are a pretty unique group, and they're from all walks of life too.
They are, and they're appointed by the Utilities Board of Directors appoints the Communities First Fund Board of Directors.
Okay, so if someone's interested in finding out more, best thing to do, as we talked with our earlier guests, go to the website.
That is. You can also call our office, of course, but the website is there, and again, it's the Community tab.
Okay.
And there are applications and other information there that you might find useful.
Or we can call Sharon, because she has all the answers.
Sharon Krzyzewicki does all the work. I can't take credit for much.
Well, I'm sure you can take credit for much. And Judy, today we want to talk about Keep on Dancing. One thing about Friends Together, support group for families affected by cancer, you rely on the community. That's where you get all your funding, and wonderful organizations like Presque Electric and Gas Co-op. And you're having a wonderful program because you keep giving back to the community, and Keep on Dancing is something you give back to the community. Absolutely.
This is our second Keep on Dancing conference, and it is going to be September 29th at the Aplex in Alpena, and it is an invitation to our general viewing area, these 5 counties, to please come and join us. This is a conference for cancer survivors, family members, caregivers, just people in general who want to know about their overall wellness and how to prevent cancer to begin with, and the medical professional community. We are flying in from Los Angeles, Jana Tomasas, and she is a 3-time cancer survivor, award-winning actress, and we actually got her to come to Alpena. She's our morning kickoff speaker. Our second kickoff keynote speaker is Dr. Patricia LaRusso, and if any of our viewers watch Stand Up to Cancer Friday evening, she was featured with Katie Couric.
Okay.
And it was wonderful to see that phenomenal doctor on national TV, and she will also be here in Alpena on September 29th, along with great food, 10 workshops, entertainment, a little bit of dance. We hope to have a wonderful event, and it's for you. It is for the community, and I want everyone to know you are so deserving of this conference. We don't get much in our rural area. This is for you. Please do come. And you can contact me at Friends Together, 356-3231, or go to our website, www.friendstogethermi.org.
Okay, now will there be some vendors there too?
Vendors, yes, we're going to have vendors from all walks of life who you'll be able to shop and stop and learn from them and their experiences too. Again, this is about prevention, wellness. It's a very holistic approach to take care of your needs.
Okay. And back to you one more time again. So if somebody is interested, they haven't been rounding up their, their bill as of yet. Should they call? And if they don't have a computer, who do they talk to? Because I know you have an automated phone system. So what's the quickest and easiest way to get through to someone?
The easiest way is to just call our office, and if you
press
hold
zero.
Press 0 and just say, I want to participate in Communities First Fund. And I would also like to take a second just to thank those who do participate and encourage other Presque Electric members who don't to consider really the benefits of the program. And it's such an easy way to make a difference in your community.
And other nonprofit groups and organizations out there that think, hey, wow, we want to get a piece of this pie, make sure that they go to the website too and fill out the application.
Absolutely, yes. And we are looking for good quality applicants to give back to. We have funds available. We meet quarterly, and your application will be considered along with the rest.
Right, and you get the Country Line magazine too, and that always has wonderful articles and stories and good contact information in it too. And think for an average of 50 cents, rounding up a bill, it helped you get $5,000 to provide transportation for people. And it's so hard when you're a family or a loved one and trying to transport people, plus keep your job and not take time off work and all the other stuff that goes with a cancer diagnosis.
And that $5,000 represents just 1/4 of our budget for patient assistance. We will probably spend $21,000 this year on that.
Wow,
so
amazing.
And I want to thank you.
Yes,
you're welcome.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You made a difference.
Thanks.
I want you to know.
We're out of time. Thank you both very much for being here. Please stay tuned for Dr. Olin Joynton following these messages.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Olin Joynton, president of Alpena Community College, and my guest this morning is Elle-Rae Manyen, an ACC student in the Utility Tech program. Welcome to the show, Elle-Rae.
Thank you for having me.
And then let's start out with where did you grow up and go to high school?
I grew up in a little town by Skidway, in between like Ogama, and I went to Whittemore Prescott schools, all through the schools.
And what were your extracurricular interests when you were going through school? You told me a little bit about that coming over here.
Well, in elementary, I started wrestling, the boys' wrestling team in the youth program, and then I continued that all the way until junior high. Then I took a little break. And then all through high school, I'd done almost every extracurricular activity available in Whittemore Prescott High School. I was captain of the wrestling team for 3 years in high school. I was in drama for 4 years. I was president of SAD for 2, in SAD for 4. I did drama all 4 years. I did Knowledge Bowl for 2 years, and then yearbook for 1.
Sounds like you're an incredibly well-rounded person, having done all those things in athletics and the academic competition. So that's great. I believe you told me your father is an Army reservist in Afghanistan now, and your mother is a security officer.
Yep.
Very good. So how did it occur to you to come to Alpena Community College? What was the first contact you had with ACC?
Well, I was in a CJ college course at my high school, and we took a field trip to ACC to look at the CJ program. But the curiosity got the best of me, and I went to the UTT program where they let us climb the poles.
Yeah.
And of course I threw on a harness and jumped right in line while my best friend was nervously right next to me. And I beat Mr. Roy Smith, I do believe, up and down the pole.
No kidding. So for the benefit of the audience, CJ would be criminal justice, training to be a law enforcement officer.
Yes.
And then UTT is the utility tech program. So you came here maybe with one idea in mind, but it quickly flipped over to something else. Did Mr. Smith have a red face or anything like that when you beat him?
He actually had a shocked face, and he looked at me with curiosity, and then he walked right up to me along with the other two professors. I think Rich and Tad are their names.
Rick Arbick and Todd Artley, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they started offering me all these scholarships and everything.
They were impressed, huh?
They were.
And so you went through a scholarship application process, and did you end up getting any?
I got one scholarship. I'm not quite sure the name of it. And then I got a Pell Grant.
That's great.
Which allowed me to do everything I need to.
That's great. And this all took place when you were still a high school senior, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so now you're in your first year at ACC on our campus.
Yep.
And how's that going for you?
I'm slowly falling in love with this program. I really love like the environment in the classroom, even though it's all boys. I'm the only girl in there. And then I love to climb. Climbing's like my most look forward to thing in the day. And then I love math. So, and this field considers a lot of math.
Well, that's a great combination of assets for success in the program. And by the way, congratulations on even getting into the program, because it's highly competitive. You got a lot on the ball just to get in. So here we are in about the third week of classes, and it sounds to me like you're doing quite well. What are the classes that you're taking?
I am taking Intro to Utility Tech, Trades, Underground and Above Ground Construction. There is Labs, which consider us to climb and use the trucks and all that, and then a technical math class and industrial safety. Well,
that's good. It's a broad program, covers a lot of ground, and people in the degree program like you're in get not only the straight electrical courses but also supporting courses, and you end up with a broader education, more well-rounded, and makes you more eligible for promotion and advancement once you get out. So.
Yes.
Speaking of promotion and advancement, I'm sure you've looked at the career field. What kinds of opportunities are there for graduates of the program?
I'm not quite sure yet. We haven't gotten quite there yet. But from what I hear from my professors, there's quite open grounds for me to go into.
For the students who want to go to work, especially some of them have to move out of the area to get jobs, but there, what I hear is there continue to be very strong job opportunities for people, especially those who excel in the program. It sounds to me like you're headed for a lot of recognition. Well, you mentioned being the only girl among the boys in your classes. Was that anything that you had to struggle to overcome? Or did you just slide in and do it rather naturally?
I felt quite comfortable being the only girl in the class because of the environments I'm used to, like being on the boys' wrestling team. There's not any girls there, so.
You've been to that dance before.
Yes.
And so that's great to have a high school background that made all those kinds of things just not even an issue for you.
Yes.
On the way over here, I talked to you about how it is that the state of Michigan actually has some recognition awards for people who enter fields that are not typical for their gender. So you'd have, guys going into the nursing program, people like you, women going into the utility tech or concrete tech program. So if you're interested, I'll see about getting you nominated for one of those awards. I think it's something that we're proud of at ACC, that people like you come to us that are so adventurous and can do so many different things. I bet you've had some pretty good instructors. We've mentioned 3 of them here this morning. What do you like about the teaching at ACC?
I like how they put their personal experiences into it. Like, it's not just textbook material, it's also what they've experienced. So it's like the reality of the field.
They've all been out there and done the things that they're training
It's not
you to
sugar-coated
do.
like
Not
they would
only
do.
the physical labor, but also the technical skills and just what it takes to get along with other people in a company. And so it's a program that I'm exceptionally proud of at ACC because the instructors are so fine about extending themselves to the students. They also have very good connections with industries throughout the state, the utility electrical companies and cooperatives around the state, and that brings in donations to the college, both of cash and also equipment, scholarships to support the program. So sounds like you've made a great start and a great program. Congratulations and best wishes for your success, and thank you for being on the show this morning.
Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with Nancy Smithem and Dr. Olin Joynton. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on Community. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.